A wide shot of German prisoners stepping off a truck at the Camp Ruston gate, frozen mid-stride, their faces a mixture of shock and disbelief. Behind them, pristine whitewashed barracks, manicured flower beds, and a swimming pool visible in the distance, harsh Louisiana sunlight bleaching the scene. Extreme close-up of a German prisoner's face, eyes wide, mouth slightly open, sweat glistening on his forehead as he stares at something off-camera, a baseball diamond, oak trees draped in Spanish moss, the sun casting harsh shadows across his features, capturing the exact moment his worldview begins to crack. Interior of the mess hall at high noon, a long line of German prisoners holding steel trays, their eyes fixed on the serving table ahead, steam rising from massive trays of fried chicken and mashed potatoes, an African-American cook in a white apron ladling gravy, the scene backlit by sunlight streaming through screened windows. A German captain frozen at the serving table, his tray piled high with food, his hands trembling visibly, tears streaming down his weathered face as he stares at the impossible abundance before him, other prisoners in the background similarly stunned, the moment of emotional collapse captured in harsh documentary light. An American lieutenant leaning down, his hand gently placed on the shoulder of a weeping German captain, speaking quietly to him, the older man's face contorted with emotion, his tray still full, morning light cutting across the scene and illuminating the dust motes floating in the air. The ice cream tub at the end of the mess line, a young black soldier in a white uniform holding a scoop, 3 German prisoners waiting with empty bowls, their expressions caught between childish anticipation and profound confusion, the 3 flavors, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, clearly visible in the metal container. A German prisoner seated alone at a long wooden table, his tray untouched before him, a piece of fried chicken suspended halfway to his mouth, his gaze distant and unfocused, other prisoners eating in the blurred background, the weight of realization visible in his posture. 2 German officers standing by a mess hall window, speaking in low voices, their trays still in their hands, the lush green lawn visible through the screened window behind them, their faces serious, the morning light creating a halo effect around their silhouettes. A U-boat commander standing on a barracks porch, his uniform jacket removed, wearing only a cotton undershirt, staring toward the swimming pool where other prisoners are splashing in the water, his expression caught between longing and philosophical collapse, Spanish moss framing the scene. 3 German officers sitting beneath a massive oak tree on the camp lawn, a newspaper spread between them reading intently, their faces grave, long strands of Spanish moss hanging from branches above, dappled sunlight falling across the scene. A German prisoner sitting on his bunk inside the barracks, a letter from home in his hands, reading it by the soft light from a screened window, his face a study in melancholy, a half-eaten apple and glass of water on the small table beside him. Wide shot of the mess hall interior, dozens of German prisoners seated at long tables eating, their trays piled high, American guards moving casually among them, light streaming through the large windows at the far end, creating long shadows across the wooden floor. An American sergeant behind the serving counter, smiling as he hands an extra piece of bread to a hesitant German prisoner, the younger man's face a mixture of embarrassment and gratitude, other prisoners watching from the line behind him. The weeping German captain now seated at a table, eating quietly, his face calm but still marked by tears, his half-empty plate before him, other prisoners glancing at him with understanding in their eyes. A young German sailor holding a bowl of ice cream, having just taken his first bite, pure childhood joy breaking through his hardened exterior, his comrades behind him smiling at his reaction, the innocence of the moment contrasting with their grim reality. Exterior shot of Camp Ruston's main gate seen from outside, German prisoners visible inside walking on the lawn, their faces clearly visible, the wooden Camp Ruston sign prominent, heat waves distorting the air above the gravel path. A German officer sitting in a chair on the barracks porch, a book open in his lap but his gaze lost in the distance, a cigarette burning between his fingers, smoke curling upward, his expression caught in a moment of deep philosophical reckoning. 2 German prisoners walking slowly away from the mess hall, their stomachs full deep in conversation, their faces showing satisfaction mixed with troubled thought, the mess hall building visible behind them in the soft afternoon light. An American lieutenant writing at his desk, paperwork spread before him, glancing up toward the window where prisoners are visible outside, a slight smile on his face, clearly contemplating something, his coffee cup steaming nearby. Final shot, wide-angle view of Camp Ruston at sunset, the barracks bathed in golden light, oak trees casting long shadows across the lawn, a few prisoners walking in the distance, the guard tower's silhouette stretching across the scene, a quiet and unbelievable evening in this improbable paradise. If you're enjoying this story, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. In the next section, we'll explore how this hotel began to free German minds in ways their captors never anticipated.